Ladies and gentlemen, there's a battle raging inside each and every one of us, and it's not one the world can see. This battle isn't against enemies or rivals. It's against ourselves. It's a battle between the person we are and the person we're destined to be. And let me tell you something, nothing changes in your life until you decide to win this battle. The battle within is often overlooked because it doesn't play out in public. It's silent, unseen, and deeply personal. This battle is between who you are today and who you're meant to become. And the hardest part, facing the reality that if nothing changes in you, nothing changes in your life. This is where most people get stuck. Not because they don't have dreams or aspirations, but because change is uncomfortable. It forces you to confront parts of yourself you'd rather ignore. It requires brutal honesty, discipline, and the courage to step away from old habits that no longer serve you. When you recognize the need for change, something shifts inside you. But recognition alone isn't enough. You must act on it. Think of it this way. You're standing at a crossroads, and one path leads to growth, while the other keeps you in the same place. The decision is entirely yours, but choosing growth demands effort, sacrifice, and persistence. You'll face moments of self-doubt, fear, and even failure. But these moments aren't the enemy. They're part of the process. What keeps people from embracing change is the mistaken belief that external factors are to blame. They point fingers at circumstances, other people, or bad luck. But the truth is, you hold the power. It's not your circumstances that need to change, it's you. You need to stop making excuses, stop waiting for the perfect moment, and start taking ownership of your life. Every great achievement begins with a decision to change. And while the process isn't easy, it's always worth it. The person you're meant to be is waiting on the other side of your effort. But they won't appear until you decide to do the work. Change begins and ends with you. Taking responsibility is one of the most powerful and transformative decisions you can make in your life. Yet, it's also one of the most difficult. Why? Because it requires you to confront yourself honestly and admit that where you are right now is a direct result of the choices you've made. This isn't an easy truth to accept, but it's a necessary one. The moment you stop blaming others, your parents, your boss, your friends, or even life itself, and start looking inward is the moment real change becomes possible. Responsibility is about owning every aspect of your life, the good, the bad, and the in-between. It means acknowledging that you have the power to influence your circumstances. Yes, there will always be things outside of your control, but how you respond to those things is entirely up to you. Blame and excuses might feel good in the moment, but they're like chains that keep you stuck. Responsibility, on the other hand, sets you free. It gives you the power to say, I may not have caused this, but I can decide what happens next. When you take responsibility, you shift your mindset from being a victim of your circumstances to being the creator of your future. You start asking better questions like, what can I do differently? Or how can I improve? Instead of, why is this happening to me? This shift in perspective changes everything. It empowers you to take action, to grow, and to move forward. No one else can fight this battle for you. No one else can make the choices you need to make, but the moment you take ownership of your life, you take back control, and that's when the transformation begins. When you realize that the power to change has been in your hands all along. Self-discipline is the backbone of personal transformation. It's the invisible force that separates those who dream from those who achieve. It's not about motivation, because motivation comes and goes. Discipline, however, stays. It's about showing up every single day, regardless of how you feel, and doing what needs to be done. It's the ability to say no to distractions, temptations, and shortcuts that pull you away from your goals. Discipline is hard, yes, but it's also the most rewarding investment you'll ever make in yourself. When you practice self-discipline, you take control of your habits instead of letting them control you. You become the master of your time, energy, and focus. Imagine how much more you could accomplish if you didn't give in to procrastination, laziness, or fear. Imagine how much closer you'd be to your goals if you simply committed to consistent, disciplined action every single day. It's not about massive leaps. It's about small, deliberate steps taken over time. The thing about discipline is that it requires you to make tough choices. It asks you to sacrifice immediate comfort for long-term rewards. It asks you to do the things you don't feel like doing, even when no one is watching. But here's the truth. Every act of discipline strengthens your character. Every time you choose to push through, you build momentum. And that momentum turns into confidence. Self-discipline isn't a trait you're born with, it's a skill you develop. And the more you practice it, the stronger it becomes. It's what separates people who live in the same cycle year after year from those who break free and achieve their potential. Discipline might not be glamorous, but it's the key to winning the battle within and creating the life you deserve. Faith and action are two sides of the same coin, and neither can exist without the other if you want to transform your life. Faith is the foundation. It's the belief in what you cannot yet see. The trust that your efforts will pay off even when there's no immediate evidence. But faith alone won't move the needle unless you back it up with consistent, deliberate action. The two must work hand in hand, creating a cycle of belief and effort that fuels your journey towards success. Faith is what gives you the courage to start, especially when the odds seem stacked against you. It's what allows you to see possibilities where others see roadblocks. Without it, you won't even begin the race. However, action is what keeps you moving forward. You can't sit back and hope that things will just fall into place. You have to get up, take the first step, and keep stepping every single day. No matter how small those steps might seem, action, even when it feels insignificant, reinforces your faith. Every time you take a step forward, you're telling yourself, I can do this. And as you act, your faith grows stronger because you begin to see the results of your effort. But the reverse is also true. Without action, your faith weakens. Doubt creeps in, and you start questioning whether it's even worth trying. The synergy of faith and action is what creates momentum. Faith gives you the vision, action makes it real. They're the engine and the fuel that drive your transformation. If you have faith but don't act, you're just dreaming. If you act without faith, you're moving without direction. But when you combine the two, you're unstoppable, capable of overcoming any obstacle in your path. Your future is not determined by chance. It's shaped by the choices you make today. Every decision, no matter how small, has a ripple effect that can either move you closer to your goals or further away from them. Often people underestimate the power of their daily choices. They think big breakthroughs are what create change, but in reality, it's the consistent, intentional decisions you make in the present that shape the life you'll live tomorrow. Think about this. Your habits, your mindset, your relationships, and your actions are all products of choices. Choosing to wake up early and work on your dreams instead of sleeping in, that's a choice. Choosing to eat healthy, exercise, and care for your body instead of giving in to convenience, that's a choice. Choosing to focus on solutions rather than problems. To keep going even when it's hard, and to believe in yourself when doubt creeps in. Those are choices, and these choices compound over time. The thing is, many people get stuck in a cycle of indecision or passivity. They wait for the right time or for circumstances to improve before they take action. But here's the truth. The right time is now. Waiting only wastes opportunities, and circumstances rarely change until you do. Every moment presents a chance to decide differently, to do better, and to align your actions with the future you want to create. Your future will only be as good as the decisions you make today. That means taking ownership of your choices and being intentional about how you spend your time, energy, and focus. It's not about perfection. It's about progress. The question isn't whether you can create the future you want, it's whether you're willing to make the choices today that will lead you there. The battle within is a constant reminder that nothing changes until you change. It's easy to dream about a better life or a brighter future, but without making the choice to step into action, those dreams remain just that, dreams. The truth is, transformation isn't waiting for you out there somewhere. It's waiting for you to decide here and now to take the first step. That's the power of today. Too often, people stay stuck because they're waiting for something external to shift, a new opportunity, better circumstances, or someone else's approval. But the most important change happens within. You've got to decide to break free from the mindset that keeps you stagnant. Nothing outside of you can spark change until you make the internal decision to fight for what you want. The choices you make today are the seeds of your future. Every action, no matter how small, is a step toward the person you want to become. But here's the thing. The battle within isn't won in a single moment. It's won every day. It's in the decision to push past self-doubt, to overcome fear, and to keep going even when the path feels uncertain. It's a commitment to growth, even when it's uncomfortable. When you realize that nothing changes if you don't, you reclaim your power. You stop blaming circumstances or waiting for permission and start taking charge of your life. The key is consistency. It's about showing up every day with determination and focus. Even on the hardest days, even when progress feels slow, every step forward counts. The battle within is tough, but the reward is worth it. Because the moment you choose to fight, to change, and to grow, you unlock a future that's only possible through your willingness to do the work today. The battle within is the most important fight you will ever face. It's not about proving anything to the world. It's about proving to yourself that you are capable of change, growth, and greatness. Every step of this journey begins with a choice. To own your life, to take responsibility, to embrace discipline, to believe in yourself, and to take consistent action toward your goals. It's not easy, and there will be moments when you feel like giving up, but remember this: nothing worth having ever comes without a fight. Your future is not a matter of chance, it's a matter of choice. The person you dream of becoming isn't out of reach. They are waiting on the other side of your effort, your courage, and your persistence. No one else can fight this battle for you. No one else can take the steps you need to take. But the moment you decide to face the battle within, everything changes. The only thing standing between you and the life you desire is your willingness to start today. So rise up, take control, and don't let fear, doubt, or excuses hold you back. The power to change is already within you. Claim it and transform your life.